In the early 20th century, a wave of administrative reforms began to reshape governance in Nigeria, particularly in the Urhobo region. This narrative highlights the evolution of the native courts and councils, the infrastructural developments that followed, and the critical figures and places central to these changes. The journey started in 1900 with the enactment of the Native Courts Proclamation Number 9 of 1900, later amended by Proclamation Number 25 in 1901. These legislations formalized the native courts, which had existed sporadically since 1895, and empowered native councils to function as executive and judicial bodies. Early examples of these courts included those at Sapele and Warri, which served as governance hubs for the Urhobo people. Between 1900 and 1904, the government expanded the system significantly. 9 native courts were established in Urhobo country, with 174 warrant chiefs appointed to oversee jurisdiction in 329 towns and villages. Among these courts, 2 stood out in the western region at Sapele and Abraka, later Okpara Waterside, while the remaining 7 operated in the eastern region. This network was crucial for enforcing indirect rule, ensuring governmental orders reached the people, and maintaining law and order. Native councils initially functioned as appellate courts for cases from native courts within their territories. Over time, their roles expanded, acting as intermediaries between the government and the local population. By 1907, the Sapele Native Council, which initially covered the Sapele district in Benin River, was reorganized, creating the Abraka Okpara Native Council. Meanwhile, the eastern courts remained under the Warri Native Council, presided over by the influential Chief Dore Numa. The 1914 Native Courts Ordinance, numbered E, and the 1916 Native Authority Ordinance further cemented Chief Dore Numa's authority, making him the paramount chief of the Judicial Council. Under his leadership, native authorities became central to governance in the Warri Division, managing administrative and judicial duties for the Urhobo people. Despite its effectiveness, the native court system faced significant challenges, including a scarcity of court clerks. District officers often stepped in, serving as clerks or presiding over courts. Even so, the system's gradual extension helped bring many previously resistant villages under governmental control. The 1899 to 1900 annual report, written by Acting Chief Justice Mr. Menendez, praised the progress, particularly in Warri and Sapele, where the system fostered cooperation with formerly hostile communities. Complementing governance reforms was the Roads and Creeks Proclamation Number 15 of 1903, which obligated chiefs and their communities to maintain roads and waterways. Waterways were vital for trade and communication, and when community labor proved insufficient, the newly established Marine Department stepped in. In 1905, the first major marine clearing operation commenced on the Ethiope River at a cost of £388. By 1908, after an additional £609 was invested, the river became navigable from Sapele to Kwale. The clearing reached Umutu, the river's head, by 1911, enabling timber traffic to flourish. Similar projects were undertaken in the Benin and Agbari areas, fostering economic activity. Traders, predominantly Itsekiri and Yoruba, were encouraged to set up waterside markets, transforming the region into a vibrant hub of commerce.